Hi everybody, Jeremy Miller with Pyra Consulting coming back again with another video from our Hire and Fire podcast series, as you can see here. And today's message is this: why do you want me to come into the office again? Sit back, relax, and enjoy. So I have a close personal friend who works at a company that will remain nameless. However, the story that she's going through is such a commonplace situation right now with regards to work from home. We've been doing this for 2 years now. You would think that we would have some type of consistent message and plan as management, as employers, but no, we are not, unfortunately. Some firms seem to be doing this really well and it's working well. People are digging it. The job satisfaction's up. People might actually be working a little bit less in a good way, in the sense that they're not burdened by anything from water cooler talk to the commutes, right? We get that. But this video is more surrounded by the people that don't quite know what they're doing, or they haven't exactly thought about what their employees are experiencing while they are mandating some weird ass work from home policies. So a lot of our people here at Pyra Consulting are actually in the office. Most frankly, we have a national team that works exclusively remote. So we have very few people that are doing this hybrid model. And I think the hybrid model is where people are getting screwed up a little bit. And here brings our story back to the full front of the beginning of the video. My friend is basically in this situation where she's worked exclusively remote since starting with the company about 1.5 years ago. So she started after COVID started, right? So therefore it's been remote from the beginning. She's expected it to be, that's how it was sold. Now we're 2 years plus COVID. I kind of started from March 2020. And since we're 2 years plus, she has been tasked with going back into the office on occasion, and it started with once a week. So she's been having some challenges with this because the reasoning for coming back in seems to be arbitrary. It's kind of more of the, are you following my managerial dictates, like a little bit of a power grab? But it also seems to be coming from a really good place, right? Relationship building, getting to know the teammates around you. Yes, of course, being in the four walls of your company can help you sync up better with who they are and what the mission is and what the culture is. Of course, all those things are true. But for her, this is the problem. There really isn't a rhyme or reason as to why. Half the time she goes in on her 1 day a week, her boss isn't even there. So why am I here? Is kind of what she's thinking. More often than not, her coworkers aren't there, or even if they are, most of them are doing a 1 day a week office model on a different day than she is. So therefore, she'll be working from home exclusively, enjoying that component of her job, and then every Tuesday, I think it is, has to go into the office and sit there. No one's there. I get pictures sent to me on occasion of an empty row of cubes, right? With her sitting there kind of killing time, which is unfortunate. Then she ran into a situation recently where she reached out to her boss to switch her work from home day from Tuesday to Wednesday on that particular week. And get this, was told that she had to use a PTO day because she's not allowed to switch the day of the week that is considered in the office. So she used a PTO sick day on that Tuesday, worked the whole damn day remote because she has a job to do, so it doesn't matter if she's using a PTO day, and then went in the next day, even though that's not really how it's supposed to go. So I keep hearing these stories, so I had to make a video over this. So if you're a manager, if you have some type of hybrid model, try and think about it from all different angles. Are you getting pressure from your management to do so? Okay, well then it might be cut and dry. Or is this a scenario where you're doing it because you feel like something's missing in the team? Okay, well, try and put the shoe on the other foot to think about what your employees would be experiencing. Are they losing job satisfaction or gaining job satisfaction by this change, even if it's a good thing in your eyes? And then try and, I don't know, come up with a plan that you think is going to work for everybody and hopefully communicate effectively on why in the heck you're doing it in the first place. Because in my story, she doesn't get it. So it's turned from, I love this company, I've been here a while, I want to stay here, to maybe this is the wrong company for me. Or maybe this is the wrong manager for me. So she's not sure if she's supposed to look internally for a new job or if this is just kind of how the company works. And there's a disconnect about what to do. So work from home is not about just work from home and how do we manage people. I think we've gotten better at that. And for the most part, the best advice is what our director of marketing, Amanda Anderson, has said. Measure on the outputs, not the inputs, right? That's really, really easy in a sense of how to sum it up. But in this circumstance, she is losing job satisfaction and now wants to leave the company because of a manager that, from her perspective, is arbitrarily changing rules having to do with work from home. So if you're a manager in this case, of course, kick around what I already mentioned. If you're an employee in this case, I would recommend one of two things. If you're like me and you're willing to handle the confrontation and you have decent tact to do so, I had to learn that in my later years, by the way, then I would encourage you to talk to your boss to understand why, because there's probably a good reason surrounding the idea of why one day of the week, why is it always Thursdays or whatever. If you're not one that likes confrontation or awkwardness, then unfortunately you might be getting yourself into a spot where you need to look for a new job. And that's not fun based on just one day remote. So if you want to comment on this, hit us up on LinkedIn, maybe under where you found this video, our website, pirateconsulting.com, or other areas, because I'd love to get a conversation started about this of who else is dealing with some of these wonky, weird, out of nowhere, arbitrary work from home policies, and what have you done to fix it? Or maybe this is a little bit of a one-off scenario and we can all have a good laugh on it. Either way, come back again and check out another video from myself, Jeremy Miller, Pirate Consulting, and the Hire and Fire podcast series, and we will see you next time. Thank you for listening to the Hire Fire podcast brought to you by Pirate Consulting. Check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or online at pirateconsulting.com. That's PIRA consulting.com.